Welcome to Fast Track Gains. I'm here to help you accelerate your gains. This is the fifth episode of my eighth series, The Unsung Heroes. As promised, in this episode, I will introduce the neighbor of our fourth unsung hero, Real Doubt. If the location of Real Doubt is already obscure enough for most gym bros, then the location of the fifth unsung hero is even more obscure. At least you can still see part of the Real Doubt when you turn your head to the side, or when you turn your body to the side in front of the mirror. But this hero, no matter how hard you try it, will never reveal itself in your eyes or in the mirror. It can only be found in photos taken from the behind. However, I hope you have already detected the pattern by now, that the more obscure its existence, the more intimidating the muscle will be. Yep, you guessed it. I'm talking about traps, but more specifically, the mid and the lower traps. The trapezius is a large, superficial muscle in the upper back and the neck that plays a crucial role in shoulder and neck movement, posture, and scapular stabilization. It is divided into upper, middle, and lower portions, each with distinct actions that work together for optimal function. The upper trap elevates and assists in rotating the scapula and extend the neck. And as this part of traps can be seen from the front and in the mirror and give you that Tom Hardy badass look. A lot of gym bros will dedicate quite some time into training this muscle by doing a lot of shrugs. And as the mid and lower part of the traps are beneath your shoulder height, the same thought process, out of sight, out of mind, will again apply to most gym bros. And unfortunately, this might be the biggest mistake gym bros can make out of all the mistakes, because the mid and lower traps might just be the most intimidating muscle out of all the muscles in the human body, both in clothing and off clothing. And I'm not kidding here. Let's first examine my argument from off-clothing perspective and use another infamous character that Tom Hardy played in the Batman series, Bane. Now, there's no question that Bane has a powerful and intimidating presence from the front, and his upper traps definitely is a big contributor to his imposing appearance. But when he turns around, his presence becomes even more intimidating. Those mountainous mid and lower traps are like two pythons running on his back, making an undeniable quiet statement. Don't mess with me. I am the alpha here. In my eyes, no other muscle is more intimidating than the thick and beefy mid and lower traps in the center of someone's back, much more so than the wide and flary lats that most people associate intimidation with. And let's use me as an example this time. This photo was taken last month. As you can see, I have quite a wide back and some wide lats. But what is more intimidating than the back width is the thickness of my back, bestowed by the well-developed mid and lower traps in the middle. And in case you still don't believe me, let's use Dorian Yates and Kevin Navarone as the best comparison to illustrate that the importance of mid and lower traps is even higher than the upper trap. From the front, you can clearly see that Kevin's upper traps are more peaky than Dorian's, which made his most muscular pose a bit more imposing. However, when they turn around, the situation is completely reversed. Dorian overshadows Kevin with his unbelievably thick and beefy mid and lower traps. Maybe that's the reason why people nickname him the Shadow. So without a doubt, when you are off clothing, the bulged mid and lower traps are the most alpha muscle out of the whole body. And when you're not posing, in clothing, and just walking around, the alpha status of mid and lower traps will be even more pronounced than the off-clothing situation. Your biceps and triceps can be all covered in shirt sleeves. Your quads and hamstrings can be covered in pants. And your lats can be quite inconspicuous, and thus you're a victim to imaginary lat syndrome. Almost all your other muscles will switch to stealth mode in clothing, except for a few muscles that will still stand out. Your brachioradialis is one of them. And from a mile away, the muscles that will stand out most is your mid and lower traps. And let's use Matt Wenning as an example this time. Matt Wenning is a well-accomplished powerlifting world record holder and perhaps one of the most intelligent people when it comes to training, particularly in terms of biomechanics. I have referenced Matt multiple times in my previous videos, and here I will use a clip of his oldest videos on his YouTube channel as another reference. Now, tell me what you see. A really jacked dude just walking around. Yes, but what intimidates you the most is those lumpy, swelling mid and lower traps that protrude from his back that tells you, yeah, I'm the boss here. And as a watered down version, this is me in clothing. Now, I'm by no means as jacked as Matt, but still, you can see the big bumps in my back and instantly recognize that I'm not just an invisible good boy. So, my fellow brothers, if you are tired of being the invisible good boy and dream of becoming an imposing badass, then training the mid and lower traps should be way up on your priority list. So, what are the best exercises to train your mid and lower traps? Well, as the mid trap is the closest neighbor to rear delts, and the function of the mid trap is to adduct or retract the scapula. Any rows will train them. My favorite will still be machine circular rows, and you're welcome to use chest expanders to do some pull-aparts like Alex Leonidas. However, as the function of the lower trap is to depress and contribute to the upward rotation of the scapula, horizontal rows may not be enough. You will need some overhead movements to train them as well. Pull-ups and pull-downs are some obvious answers, but they both fail to address the rotation part of it. That's why overhead plate raise and face pulls should also be included in your lower trap training. I don't want to sound like a Jeff Cavalier fanboy here, but he definitely is right on the importance of mid and lower traps and also the face pulls. Let's see guys, our fifth unsung hero, the most alpha muscle in the whole body. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel. And again, in the next episode, I will introduce the neighbor of this hero. Please stay tuned. Thank you for your support, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace out.